Y'all better tighten up.
One, live.
What's up, guys? Titan Lifestyle with Big Drew.
Titan Lifestyle, it's Friday and we are back. It's been too long. Everybody's been quarantined away and being safe. Better than safe than sorry, but we're back. Absolutely. Feels good to be back in the studio.
Feels good to be back. No virtual shows with us both not in the studio, so it's really, really good.
Yeah.
Always bringing more power, more passion to you guys like this, so it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. So, obviously the coronavirus is taking over all the country. Everybody's talking about it, what's going to go on and all that stuff. And luckily, antibodies over here, so I'm good to go. All the other staff, we're good to go. So at that point, listen, let's start this bad boy off. So therapy of the week this week was Titan Ultra.
Yeah.
All right, so Titan Ultra, what is it good for? People always ask me for that. Like, well, what is it? So we used to call this like the limitless drug, like the Titan limitless therapy. Let's put it.
Yeah, it's like a safer alternative.
Yes, yeah. So basically, what this has in it has NADH in it. It has, which is a coenzyme. It's a neurotransmitter in a point, and it's in every cell in the body. So it creates more energy, mental clarity, focus, just a heightened sense of alertness. So, and this is natural. So this is like a substitute for Adderall or those drugs that ADHD people have to use. Right. It's really, really good. So taurine's good for brain function. B12, obviously nervous system, brain function, blood flow, all these different things. And combining them together, you get an even better result. So this is really, really cool. With NADH, they use it with Alzheimer's patients and dementia patients. This is for energy and it's for cognitive enhancement and helping the cells repair themselves to a certain extent. What happens is over time, cells, they get damaged and they try to repair themselves but never repair themselves back to where they were at. And that's why we deteriorate. So at that point, that's why this drug is good. As far as the therapy, NADH, taurine, and B12. NADH is my favorite out of this. A lot of places are doing NAD just like IV therapies where you're getting like 500 milligrams at a time, taking over 2 hours to do. This is really simple and really easy. You're going to not get 500 milligrams, but you're going to get a great dose. And at that point, you can inject it with a little insulin needle, like a little B12 shot.
Painless, guys. Painless.
Yeah, virtually painless for you guys, and you guys will get it in like a minute, and you guys can go on your way. So that's definitely where it's at.
And it's water-based, too. So you guys that are familiar with injectables, oil-based and water-based, water-based is like, you don't even feel it. You don't even feel it. You don't feel it at all.
Absolutely. So it's a lot easier because it is water-based. The pH level is on it's really good, so you won't feel it. The only thing about this is it is cold, so you might want to just sit it out for maybe a minute or two. So you guys, because the colder it is, the viscosity, the thickness, it gets thicker when it gets colder. So obviously, just let it sit out for a minute. Do something you had to do. You get your coffee or whatever you're going to do that day. You not even need coffee, but your breakfast, whatever, and then you guys can inject. So, you guys are good to go. Operator, you're welcome for your shirt and bag. What's up, David? How you doing, man? All right, so if you guys have more questions, concerns about Titan Ultra, please call or text us at 727-389-3220. So next topic, Dad loses arm wrestling to his younger son and then creates an 8-hour police standoff.
Yeah, when I first heard about it, I thought it was a joke. I thought, you have to check your sources. But yeah, I guess it really happened. A guy was arm wrestling his son. His son kept beating him over and over again, and the dad was drinking. So I guess it escalated. They were in the house, and I guess the son ran to his room, and as the son was running to the room, the dad started firing at the son. He didn't hit him, but then once he started firing at the son, everybody left the house. The dad stayed in the house. The cops came. It was like an 8-hour standoff all over an arm wrestling match.
Yeah,
because the son had that Titan strong and was beating his dad.
Yeah, that Titan power. He was Titan strong for sure. I guess it was an ego thing, you think? I mean,
I don't know. Alcohol, too?
Alcohol for sure.
Alcohol's always like the main thing. Yeah.
But I mean, like, after so long, it's like, all right, like, maybe your son's just, instigating you afterwards. Like, I beat you,
It'll be that day when Peter's getting big. Next thing you know, he's in
what are
you going to do if he beats you in an arm wrestling match in front of the whole family on Thanksgiving?
I mean, listen, I guess I would kind of feel like, but looking at this, from the outside in, I mean, this is how I look at it. Right? Yeah. I want Peter to be way better than me in everything. He better beat me out because that's what I was doing. Like when I was growing up, I was like, listen, man, I want to be way better than my dad in all these different ways. I seen the flaws. I wanted not to have those flaws.
Yeah.
I wanted to be better in business. I wanted to be better all around, educational-wise, and just do my thing. You know, or you have somebody that you look up to, and you're like, listen, like a superhero, whatever it is, and like you want to be just as good or better than them. So, in like when Peter finally does get to that level, like I remember in basketball, like man, I didn't beat my dad till I was like 16, I think. You know, because he's a lot bigger than me. You know, he was just taking it on me every time. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, you know, and I'm jumping over him trying to block it, but you know, it is what it is. So it's just really, really cool. You know, at that point, you know, I don't know about this situation. I know
growing up being an athlete, like there's nothing worse than being beat by somebody who you think you're better than, who's not as athletic than you. I mean, arm wrestling a little bit different. I don't know. I mean, it does take technique, more strength and technique. But I mean, but if you see someone that's just like completely unathletic, and they could beat you off of fundamentals or just like, you know, they know how to play the game better. That's the worst feeling ever. Like, this guy can't run, this guy can't jump, he can't shoot, but he's beating me every single time because it's just like that old man just knows like little tricks and stuff. But then again, I mean, to shoot at your son. All these shootings happen now too. Even the rapper Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I didn't.
Megan Thee Stallion was in the limo with Tory Lanez. Next thing you know, they pull him over because I guess it was speeding. They put him on the ground. They tell him to put his hands up. They put him on the ground, and Meg Thee Stallion gets out. They told her to put her hands up. She's walking backwards. She's limping. They're trying to figure out why she's limping. There's blood coming from her foot. Shots went off in the limo.
Oh,
Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion were in the limo.
Oh.
And they say shots went off, and then she had a bleeding foot.
Oh,
she already posted saying she had to get pieces of the bullets taken out of her foot.
Ouch.
But it's crazy that, like,
walk with a limp and a get made.
Everyone just seems like they're trigger happy right now. Yes, I mean, protect yourself and this and that. The times are crazy, but that doesn't mean shoot. It doesn't mean because you have a gun, because you get mad, shoot it. I mean, I don't know. You gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful as far as that goes. I mean, that's pretty serious. You know, shooting yourself possibly on accident.
Yeah, or maybe the gun went off. I mean, if it's a foot, if it's foot, maybe the gun went off accidentally. Yeah. I don't know.
I can't remember the football player. He played for the New York Giants.
Plexico Burress.
Plexico Burress.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So he was in a nightclub. He had his gun on him. His gun went off, shot him in the leg, and he had to do jail time because of it, because of New York's laws. So that was messed up, right? You get shot, you shoot yourself, and you still got to go to jail.
Yeah, it's discharging a firearm.
It was discharging a firearm. Yeah, it could have killed somebody. It could have hurt somebody. So that's why. Sharice is on here actually. So remember that arm wrestling tournament you won a lobster. So yes, I remember the two.
A lobster.
So I won what, two, I think, arm wrestling tournaments in my time with Sharice. One was this lobster thing. And I think the other one was here in Tampa. They had this arm wrestling tournament, and I was actually sponsoring like one of these pro arm wrestlers. Like this guy's badass. Yeah. And so they were having an amateur one. And I had my tight shirt on, and I was like, do it. Like, you're big, but you can't do this. So I ended up doing the tournament and actually winning that tournament, too. You know, and that probably hasn't done me good over the years with my shoulder, because my shoulders are messed up, man. And I was using my shoulder, so pretty funny.
Got the lobster, though.
Got the lobster. I got the win, man.
If there's any arm wrestling stuff in the Tampa area, let me know, because I'm actually looking to try to get into it. I know out in Liftmore Gym out in
Dude, let's do it.
They changed the location. It's in Hudson now. They actually have all the tables. They have some of the people out there. I've been going out there. So if you guys know any arm wrestling, if I can win some food or some money, it'd be fun.
You down to do that?
I'm down to do it. If I can win some food or some money, I'll be ready to go.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I'll find us a tournament. Maybe we'll cover that and be awesome. That'd be really, really cool. That's really awesome.
But that's another thing too. The arm wrestling, perfect example, because I watch a lot of arm wrestling. You'll see a guy on there that's about my size. You'll see a guy on there that looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell, and he'll pin him.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's
because
all about
it's technique. It's placement with your elbow on the all that in the square and everything like that. So it's like, if I were to get beat by a guy that's like 200 pounds that looks like he doesn't even work out, I mean, I'm giving him his credit. He whooped me, but at the same time, it's like, damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely about keeping out, because, you know, when you start extending things, you bicep, then you rip the bicep off. You know, you don't want to do that either. Yeah. So I don't want you to get hurt over this, but hey, I think Drew could do it. His arms are big as hell. So
it's not just about the big though.
He's strong. I mean, listen, technique, I guess, is what it comes to after that. Listen, we'll get on YouTube, find the best technique out, and we'll just start practicing.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So next one, highway shooting on I-75 leaves 2 dead. So that was here, I-75.
Yeah, it was on over near 275 and I believe MLK. they found a car and it just had 2 bodies in it. They're trying to figure everything out.
No way.
Yeah, I guess they found a car. There was just 2 dead bodies in it. I mean, the article wasn't that long. It was like new.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I'm sure more stuff will come out.
Yeah.
But again, all these shootings, all this violence.
Heads rolling.
Be careful. Be careful. Be
Yeah.
careful. It's not worth it. Just because you're mad about everything that's going on with the COVID situation, with all these other stuff going. Just because you're mad doesn't mean you could just get mad and shoot, threatening somebody or shoot to kill somebody.
Yes.
If your life's in danger, go ahead.
Yes.
But I mean, you can't
There's
just
been
fire
more
off
and
because
more of
everybody's
that.
mad. Everybody's just firing off nowadays.
I
And what's
agree.
going to happen, depending on what state you're in, you might go to jail for 10 years just for firing a gun into the air.
That's right.
Just to try to scare somebody. So if you're going to shoot your gun, make sure your life is in danger.
Yeah.
And make sure that's the only reason why you would actually use it. Not just to intimidate.
Absolutely.
A gun's not used to intimidate. It's used to
Right.
protect.
Right.
So don't just use it. You're going to use it to intimidate someone. And next thing you know, you're going to go to jail for all these years.
Absolutely.
Just because you're trying to scare somebody.
Absolutely,
So
man.
just be a lot more careful with this whole gun stuff going on. There's so many. Every day it's shooting over here, shooting over there. They're finding heads in St. Pete. They're finding bodies over here. You got to just be careful with everything that's going on right now.
Yeah.
The world's getting crazy. That's why I go home, I go to the gym, I go to the grocery store.
Yeah, it's it can happen anywhere, guys. So I mean, listen, people have a lot of pent up frustration, I guess, because of COVID lockdown. Everything that happened with George Floyd or everything that's happened in that arena. Because there's a lot of stuff going on every day. So people are, I don't know, they're mad, they're angry, and it's on all sides, I guess. Yeah. And people are pulling guns like it's going on of style. So I mean, that's whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians. I mean, everybody's pulling guns, man.
Yeah.
And
everybody's sensitive, and everybody, you got to be careful what you say now.
For real.
I mean, even Nick Cannon just lost his job.
For anti-Semitic comments, man. Football players are getting popped for that. So I mean, this is everybody is really it's getting out of control.
It's almost like the mask of being just don't say anything.
Yes,
you can't say anything.
Yes. Yeah. What up, Big J? Definitely. What's going on, brother?
Big J, Big J. What's up with the beard dye? I saw Big J just dyed his beard. It's like a different
Get out of here! I
might switch it up. I need the Titan blue right down here.
Oh yeah, Jay,
crazy.
Yeah, you getting into dyeing now, huh?
Hey, I'm taking nostalgia. I might even steal it, but it's clean. It's clean. The beard's
beautiful,
clean.
beautiful. So all right, so NFL face shields to protect players from COVID-19. This was really, really cool. Yeah. So face shields, right, and mouth shields. So it's like covering the bottom. There's like air holes in the bottom. It's made by Oakley. Yeah, so Oakley makes this, and they're going to give it to all 32 teams. So at that point, this is to protect the players because there is some micro spit and spit out there. I mean, listen, if a guy's going to tackle you and sweating all over you, that's something too. So I mean, I guess they're trying to protect them as much as possible.
I don't know. I used to wear when I played. Once I got to high school, I didn't wear
the
anymore. When I played Pop Warner and Pee Wee's, I used to wear like the face mask.
Yep.
But it was just for the intimidation. I had like the black one,
the
black
one,
or I had the mirror one. It was like
right.
the intimidation thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. That'd be kind of weird.
I don't know. I mean, they're clear. I mean, Oakley makes a great product, obviously, so it might help them. It might help.
But the thing is, too, is I'm a heavy sweater, and guys that are heavy sweater, if they're wearing that, and then as soon as they lean down, sweat beads hits it, then they have to keep wiping it.
It's true.
So it's going to be like, if you're a heavy sweater, and if you're running, say if you duck your head or whatever, and the sweat beads hit that, now you can't see.
Yeah.
Humidity, and I don't know. It's going to be. I don't know.
I mean, there are players that have worn these for years, like you said, and there's a ton of professional players that wore them last year by choice. So, we'll see. I mean, listen, they're just trying to probably do everything they possibly can. I mean, I even see today one of the race players just tested positive for COVID-19, so he's out for at least 2 weeks now at that point, and. I mean, they got to protect these athletes. Like that bubble that's going on in the NBA. Every day there's something just some funny story that's coming out.
I like
there.
watching, JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
If you guys watch he's got like some good ones, but he's doing like the vlogs where every day. He's just chilling. A lot of guys complain about the food. He's like, man, I got Skittles, I got popcorn, a lot of those guys don't even care.
I know.
But they're all trying to figure out where's LeBron staying. He did like a joke. He's like, this is where LeBron stayed. It was the whole hotel.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So they said they got him the penthouse suite at one of these places, or the president's suite, or whatever it was. Yeah. Oh. So he's staying in some high class quarters. And then my question was, because I was talking to my dad about it. I'm like, listen. I'm like, all right. So because he's the face of the NBA is what my dad said. That's why he gets this room. And I'm like, well, what about the second best player? What about the third player? Where are these guys staying at? Because these guys are mostly all millionaires. Yeah. I mean, they're good. That's at least 4 or 5 players on the team, right?
Yeah, Zion Williamson. the most exciting, the biggest ticket right now.
Oh,
so I mean,
the youngest coming right out. You know, come with a fury.
But then again, last year he was staying in hotels in high school traveling. So with him, he's just like the same.
It's true.
Like it's the guys that have that old money.
Yeah.
Like Bron's been in the league for so long that he's so used to living a certain way.
Yeah.
Guys that were living with their mom last year or at college campus, they're not really stressing it because they're like, oh, this is the same. This is
way better.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You guys read about the guy that said he won't play?
Yes. Yeah. So there are.
Wyatt?
Yeah.
That's a big player.
Yeah.
Too.
So basically, there are some people. Yeah. There's these guys are coming out doing this, and then there's players that are saying they're not going to play basketball or baseball because of COVID-19 too as well. So I mean, you know, you're going to get some of these people that are pushing back on some of these things that are enforced. You know, like this. So I mean, that's a pretty big player. So we'll see how many players really do go against what the NFL is going to put out here. I really don't know.
I wonder if there are any sports that they're just going to not have altogether because there's.
I mean, looking like college-wise, but I don't know. Professional sports are almost all back. Soccer's in play. Basketball's coming to be in play. Baseball's coming into play.
I mean, sports in general. Is there a sport in general that they're just going to ban the sport? Like say wrestling. We're going to ban wrestling. There's no high school wrestling. There's no pro wrestling. There's no because.
I mean, you can't say that because in football, listen, you hit somebody, you're laying on top of them at the exact same time. I mean, listen, I guess wrestling does get a little bit more in depth than you're
boxing where there's blood and I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, listen, the same thing would have been close to HIV then.
Yeah.
You know, at that point.
Like, yeah, but those because boxers they have to get tested for all that stuff before they fight anyway.
So I think if a boxer's tested before the fight, you know, at that point, then he comes up negative, then it's just kind of like another bout.
I still think the wristbands would be the best thing to go. I don't know if you've seen the wristbands.
Oh yeah, they got a color.
Yeah, they have a color code where one of them's like, I don't care, you can come up to me. The other one's like, get away from me. And one of them's like, okay, it's social, whatever. That way you'll see the wristband. You can approach people. It'll be a lot easier in the store.
Yeah.
Because some people like.
You don't know, man.
Yeah, they'll just walk up to me. Hey, like I had a lady in the store the other day. And she walks up and she's like, oh my God, look at your arms. And she just starts grabbing on my arm. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't really care. But I just automatically think of what if there's someone out there that's like obsessed with the whole social distancing thing and it really freaks them out.
Oh,
that's why fights and stuff happen.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't really care because it was older lady, whatever, it's a joke, your arm's so big, whatever. But if it's like a if you can't just do that to people at times like this. Like normally if you go up to a guy, give him a Charlie horse, certain things, or hey, you can't just touch, and even the distance thing. If you walk up to people or elevators.
I know.
I live in a building where elevators, so every time it's like I don't know if I can step in. If now you have to ask. Now everybody just asks, can I come in? Okay, can I?
Right.
No, but that's better than just just walking in there and
it's
seeing.
weird, because you don't know. Like you really don't know.
It's so much easier with the color coded wristbands.
And for this, like we were talking about this too. You know how many? A lot of people can't get tests right now. COVID tests.
Yeah.
Do you know how many tests the NBA players are getting? They're getting tested, some of them, every day.
Yeah.
That times 32 teams, if that's going on, for every
and
player,
of tests.
every day. I mean, that's a lot of testing, man. And baseball's probably doing the same. Football's invested, I don't know how many millions of dollars in testing for their players. I mean, it's just crazy. They're going to have to produce more tests and more reagents so you can test the sample that's there. And then the next thing is the vaccine's coming. So there's been a lot of good things coming with this vaccine. They've got 2 vaccines, one from Madeira Pharmaceuticals and the other one's for Oxford. And they both have very promising things where, basically they've worked on every patient. So it's really, really cool. So there's definitely good things in the works. Now the next problem is, we talked about the factories to build these things, to actually to make these vaccines and manufacture them. The second thing is right now is the bottles. So the vials they go in.
Vials. It's a lot of vials.
Dude, they're talking about 500 million vials or something like that. It's something crazy. Something stupid. And obviously there's nobody right now that has that many vials. So they're trying to mass produce vials right now so they get ready for manufacturing. And usually, this is how it was before COVID, we were getting our vials from China. Most of the people, because it was the cheapest place to get them from. So right now, we're obviously having a problem with China, which is really their fault of everything that's happening right now because they didn't want to tell everybody right away and they let this shit go. But the next thing is that other countries are starting to step up with us. So we've been an official complaint, and now other countries like the UK and these other countries. Yeah, so we're all making it. So listen, China is definitely going to pay for this one way or another. It is what it is. I mean, they're really bad. And what they did to Hong Kong is pretty messed up too. So Hong Kong was the only free autonomous space in China. because all the rest of China is communist. So at that point, like they've let it go for so long, and there was the deal in place that they were going to stay autonomous, and they were in our trading and everything like that, like stock market and everything like that. So what happened now is China came in and nationalized Hong Kong, which at that point we took back their trading and all this stuff, and basically now we recognize them not as an autonomous zone, but as China. So it's just, and they basically told us they don't get in our affairs, U.S. You know, this is our country. So at that point, it's pretty crazy. Are you guys going to take the vaccine if it comes out? I don't know. I mean, listen,
I don't know.
me personally, this is what I'm going to do. All right, so I've already had COVID-19. I was asymptomatic. Now, I have the antibodies. I tested for that by blood. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test every month, and I'm going to let you guys know how long these antibodies last for in my body. Because they're saying 3 months, maybe less. There's talk about other patients that have got reinfected. So even Sharice, she was in the ER last night, and a doctor said, listen, I've had patients be reinfected after coming back negative twice. So this is kind of scary. And that patient, you would think, is going to get over it quicker. He actually went to the ICU. It was worse. And that's what these cases have been coming back. The secondary has been worse.
Yeah, that's not
and if it's a different strain or mutated, they don't know
kids
yet.
Too. They're saying now that out of every 100 kids tested, 30 are coming back with positive.
Yeah. You know,
so, I mean,
they're saying that kids aren't the spreader, and that they're catching it from us adults, which we don't know yet. You know, I guess, listen, when school comes back in Florida, we're going to know real quick. Yeah. And that's like 3 weeks away, so stay tuned.
I'm interested to see after the first month how it's going to, or even after the first week, how it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, what's it going to be where, like, I mean,
it'll take at least
there's going to be so many complaints and so many, he didn't have his mask on. He took his mask off for a second. I had to ask a question. I went to the water fight. I took my mask off. It's going to be a mess.
Yes.
It's bad to say it, but it's going to be a mess.
Yes, Mark, that is why you're getting your Hercules Potion Titan Complete in the 3 smaller vials for a 30 ml. So that's why. I know it sucks. I'm like, man, you guys, you know, it basically it costs more money, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. And actually,
it's actually safer.
It's not a bad idea either, because each time you pop that vial open, it's actually fresh every time. So
you're only going in 10 times as opposed to 30.
That's right.
Through the stopper.
So it's not a bad thing. I'm really hesitant. I don't want to be the test subject. So nobody wants to be the test subject for this vaccine, and they made this vaccine pretty quick. So when they're talking about something like Oxford, they're talking about maybe August for this vaccine will be done, because they're in stage 3 of their trials. So we'll see. I mean, listen, the people that have received these vaccines, there has been no negative side effects and all positive outcomes. One vaccine was 100% in giving these people antibodies. So no matter who it was, some vaccines are only 70%. Some vaccines are 90%. That means it doesn't affect everybody when it takes vaccines.
I'm interested to see.
And this is like MRS, like chicken pox and stuff like that. Like some of these vaccines are not 100%. Chicken pox might be, but there's other ones out there that are not 100%. So
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how different people react to the vaccine.
Yeah.
Like if they test on a few people and it works great.
Yeah.
What happens if they test 1,000 and only 500 work great? So then it's like, you know, I'm interested to see how further on, because if every time someone runs a test, a week or two later it could be great, but what happens a month or a year later? How it's gonna, you know? So
well, I mean, I think
people are gonna react to the test the same way people react to catching it. Where some people, if they catch it, it's gonna be bad. Some people, the vaccine, it might be. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I could see where sometimes it might.
Right, it might affect somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, so you know that does it for the masses. I think they're saying, and who knows? You know, like I said, so I'm not going to get it unless I don't have the antibodies, and I might get it. You know, but I'm just thinking that's what I'm going to do. You know, I don't know. Everybody has to make that decision, and there are people out there. They took the poll for the United States. 49% of the United States, and this is a pretty big poll, said they would take the vaccine. It was like 36% or something like that said they would not, definitely, and the other percent said, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it, and we'll see. So, you know, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. John McIntosh, what would you guys recommend, IGF-1 or MK? Trying to decide which therapy to go with. All right, so, John, it really depends on you and your situation. Both are great therapies. So, All right.
I would say depends what you're trying to get out of it. I mean, everybody takes it for different reasons.
Right.
If you're only wanting to get hungry, I would go with the MK.
Yeah.
Because the MK makes you a little bit more hungry than the IGF does. So it depends what you want to get out of it.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're really trying
if you can do both, I would do both.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the best way to go. But.
That's what I was telling Mark Buccetti on here. So Mark Buccetti had some questions. Hey, listen, IGF-1, you know, he wanted to see how it worked, when he should eat, all this stuff. So I kind of give him the breakdown on it, you know, what I would do, and this is the way that they would prescribe it. And at that point, listen, he got some MK on top of it. He was scared. Now, he was scared about the eating portion because his whole thing is that he wants to be lean and have abs. He's turning 50, and he's like, I want to be in the best shape of my life, man. So I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, with the MK, if you take it at night, right before you go to bed, I'm talking about laying in bed, you're relaxed, and you know what? You have the pill on the side, you're waiting, you get it, and you swallow it down, and then you're going to go directly to sleep. You can go past the hunger effect. If you take that during the day, it's going to stimulate the ghrelin, the hunger hormone in your body, and you're going to probably want to eat. Now, at that point, you're going to want to eat good food. You know, with that, IGF-1 levels will stimulate on that thing, so it's real good. IGF-1. So people take growth hormone to get higher IGF-1 levels or to get better IGF-1. So taking IGF-1 straight is like starting a race but going directly to the finish line. You're skipping over an entire step of it going to and stimulating the pituitary to come down to the liver to convert into IGF-1. So that's the benefit of that. And there's no hunger effect no matter when you take it. You can take it at morning, you can take it at night, you can take it in the middle of the afternoon. And it's not going to affect your hunger as far as making you hungry and want to eat everything in the room.
Yeah. With the MK2 is a lot of times the hunger it doesn't stay as severe. I noticed that after about 2 weeks, I still get a little hungry, but not as like the first 2 or 3 days taking it. So if you guys are taking it, it is making you like ridiculously hungry. Just try to wait it out a little bit, and it does. I mean, it subsides a little bit. It doesn't stay that bad, but again, just like what John said, before bed, if you guys are having a hunger problem, I mean, because I can't see it going past 7, 8, 9 hours and your hunger still being there.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're getting your meals in. I mean, make sure you're getting your meals in.
Definitely.
Only keep clean food in the house, too. You guys are bodybuilders. You guys know. Only keep clean food in the house. That way, if you're taking the MK,
no temptation.
You're getting more fuel. You're getting better fuel.
Yeah.
It's not bad to have, you know, green beans, steak, and some rice. So if you get hungry, you just have that. But if you have Reese's and donuts, Angel Cakes, Hot Pockets, ordering pizza, Uber Eats because you get the munchies, then that's the problem. You know? But Uber Eats makes it worse.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It makes it a lot easier to do. But not having the house is temptation. Even Uber Eats, you got to wait for 10 or 15 minutes at least. So at that point, you guys can eat clean food, have something there. Get it get some fruits, get some vegetables. Like you said, get something that's good, that's going to put better fuel in the tank.
That's what I've been doing for the past, I'm not sure, it's been a few weeks now where I have zero. Everything in my house is healthy.
That's
everything.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I have nothing in my house that's not healthy. So I mean, if I get and plus I'm lazy, I don't like to go anywhere. So it's like the only place I like to go is to the gym, the grocery store, the Titan. That's about it. So I mean, it works out for me. So I just keep everything clean in the house. If I get hungry, I eat clean, go to bed. I'm good.
So quarantine 15, and this leads right into it. Did you gain the quarantine 15?
Nope.
What are you doing to get rid of it if you did? So we didn't, obviously, thank God for us, but I mean, this is kind of like routine. So like we're used to this every day. Like if you weren't used to it and you got stuck in the house or didn't have a gym or didn't have the weights and you didn't do anything.
See the abs to the shirt.
That's right.
There's no quarantine 15. The abs coming through the shirt right there.
You know it. Then it's hard, being as big as Drew to have abs, man. It's not easy. So
it's the food.
It's all about the food. It's all about his training. He's definitely dedicated and zoned in. So that's what you really got to do. So at that point, the quarantine 15. Listen, ECA Stack Plus, Titan Complete, tighten up, make sure hormones are right. That's another thing that they've said that has been a problem right now. So when you go through like fight or flight or you have a bad situation happen, what happens is cortisol and adrenaline get released in the body, right? And these hormones start affecting the body. And your body's on high alert. It's ready for anything to happen at that point. So it's not meant to stay at that level for long periods of time. And what they found is that people are having this happen for long periods of time. And this is happening, and this is causing other issues. Like with high cortisol, you can have fat deposits. There's a lot of different things go along with negative with cortisol. And adrenaline's not good. It's going to stress you out for a long period of time. So people are not coming down, which is causing other problems. And with these other hormones, it can affect your main hormones, your testosterone, and all these different things because they work together. So at that point, you want to make sure, because after you get in the situation, usually what happens is the body goes into coping method, and then these hormones actually, they decrease by themselves naturally. Nobody's getting out of that method. PTSD they're talking about because of this, all different types of things, because people are worried, does that person have it? Am I going to be safe going here? Like, all these different things go through your mind. Like Drew was talking about, like, even walking up on somebody, do I shake their hand? Do I give them a bump?
Everybody's
do I
like,
not go
you
near them?
You never know the elbow.
You got to be ready for anything. You got to be like a chameleon out here and just ready to work and going with the flow, I guess. But it's messed up. So Quarantine 15, make sure your hormones are straight. You can blood test for that. We can help you out as well. All right, so would you guys happen to know if it's safe long-term to eat 4 eggs a day every day, cholesterol-wise, I mean? So the best thing you can do with that is you want a blood test. You want a blood test, a full lipid panel with diff. At that point, it's going to tell you your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, HDL, total cholesterol, triglycerides, and the ratio before HDL and LDL, which is the good and bad. And see how your body's, because even with COVID, man, like they said, like some of these things that happen with COVID, and COVID is just really messed up. And I'm learning this because of Charisse. So Charisse, the whole time I've been with her for 12 years, and she don't eat the best, has, a cholesterol panel I would kill for. Her good cholesterol is real high, her bad cholesterol is real low, total cholesterol, triglycerides, right intact. Since she's had COVID, there's 2 things that we found. The first thing is her cholesterol is all over the place. Never been like this, and her diet has not changed. Second thing is her FSH and LH were off. So her follicle stimulating hormone and her luteinizing hormone. And the reason we know this is because her testosterone, and usually her testosterone naturally is double or at least at the high range of testosterone levels. Her testosterone was down in the dumps when we tested her last blood test. Now there's studies out there, and I read about this months ago in China about infertility, how COVID affects infertility. And the way that they said it was, and who knows about China, right? But now it's they're doing American studies, and they found this out. And basically, getting the fever in some of these patients heated the testicles up beyond what they need and killed the sperm and killed some of these different functions. And there's other things that go on. So that's what they also said. They also said that COVID-19 can be found in sperm, but it can't be sexually transmitted, which makes no sense, right?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
There's a lot of questions out there, and no doctor can give you a straight answer. And I've went to all these doctors, rheumatologist, urologist, infectious disease, ER doctors, my doctors here, and they don't know because COVID-19 is so new, and they don't know the effects, and they don't even know how to treat it properly.
So
man.
Pretty much, you could have sex with a girl, you just can't kiss her. That's pretty much
what they're saying. Even Fauci went on. So Dr. Fauci was the head epidemiologist of the
when
United
they
States.
say kissing is more intimate, I guess they were right.
They're right.
I guess they were right because
he even said as long as you're not facing each other during, you can have sex with people. So at that point it's kind of.
But keep the mask on, make it fun. With a crazy mask.
Dress up. Maybe her teeth are jacked. That might just do you a better.
It gets a little bit of Cupid and a little bit of crazy mask. Have a good night.
Oh man, so that's crazy. All right, so curious, what day of food prep looks for you, Drew? I know off season and preparation for a show is different, but let's just say right now, what are your meals looking like?
My meals are pretty basic: lean steak, lean beef, lean turkey, and rice. That's about it. I don't do any sweet potatoes anymore. My only carb source is rice and oatmeal. Yep. I keep it basic, and again, I don't keep any junk in the house. That's about it. No sugar, no junk food right now. So
he's keeping it
pretty
clean.
basic. But if you guys need help on meals, hit me up. I can help you out with your meals or whatever. So, but basic. You guys, a lot of time when it comes to meals, people don't have the patience to see how long. If you guys are just doing plain meals after 3 weeks, if it's not working, go another 3 weeks. Yeah. Just patience. There's no magic trick. There's no certain cut of beef in this. Just eat as clean as you can.
Absolutely.
Eat when you're hungry. Don't overeat, and the only thing I'm doing a little bit different right now is I'm lowering my carbs, which is something I've never ever done.
Okay.
So I'm just lowering a little bit just to see what happens. I'm testing something out in my body, something new. I'm not competing this summer, so I can kind of test stuff out in my body, see where it's at. But I'm doing low carbs right now, no junk food and no sugar.
Gotcha.
About it.
Well, I mean, that's definitely the best way. I mean, for me, it's pretty much the same thing every day.
I got some secrets in there too with food, but I don't want to give my too much.
Yeah, you can't give all the
Can't
trademark
give all my-
secrets out. For me, I'm pretty basic to steak, chicken, white rice, potatoes with nothing on it, no sour cream, no butter, no nothing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. 10 egg whites in the morning. That's pretty basic. You know, on Saturday, huh?
Yeah, my breakfast has been the
No
same.
yolk.
My breakfast has been the same for over 10 years. Egg whites, oatmeal, and fruit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I mix it up and eat it.
Yeah.
Most of the times I blend it.
Yeah.
Simple.
I love even apples, pears, strawberries. I try to do that.
I don't do vegetables at all, though. I mean, I know I should, but I hate vegetables.
To be the exact same, because I don't do them
hate
either.
Veggies. I hate veggies. I mean, worst case scenario, if I really need vegetables, I'll get like kale, broccoli, and spinach, and I'll just make like two only like green smoothies, and I'll just chug 2 of those a day. But I haven't done that in a while. I hate vegetables, and even when I prep, I only really have like maybe 5 or 6 foods to my diet. I keep it simple.
Yeah, I do green beans. That's the only one I like. So green beans.
Cucumbers, that's about it.
Cucumbers are good too. I like cucumbers. What up, Stacy? How you doing? We love you. Miss you. Can't wait to see you. All right, so the next one, follow up. All right, so this one was good. This one actually has to go with transmissions of sex. All right, so follow up to Virginia Fuchs, Fuchs. She's an Olympic boxer. We talked about her here a couple weeks ago, and she tested positive for PEDs, and this was going to put obviously some problems in her way. So she got cleared from the positive test, and the reason was because they said that she got it from sexual transmission, and the partner had it from a prescription medication and from food that he ate. So let's talk about this. This is really funny. I don't know how this happens, right? That would mean if we take testosterone as males, right, and we have sex with our females unprotected, that we're shooting semen in them, and at that point, we're going to boost their testosterone levels. So now
I want to know what the drug was.
I know what it is.
We're
That's the
assuming
follow-up.
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah, so the follow-up is this. I want to do the follow-up because we found out what the metabolites were, what the drugs were finally. One was letrozole. If you don't know what letrozole is, it's a suicide aromatase inhibitor.
Kills all estrogen. 98% of estrogen.
Boom, kills it right at the source receptor.
Gone,
So
yeah.
at that point, listen, if you're a patient and you're with Titan Medical Center, you probably know what anastrozole is or Remedex. And that's an aromatase inhibitor. And girls, aromatase inhibitors were actually made for females. They were made for females and breast cancer patients in particular.
Tamoxifen was
Novadex, which was tamoxifen, and then you had anastrozole, and there was letrozole, and then it's aromacin now. So and then they have
exemestane. You guys know.
exemestane, and they have another one now that you add on top of an aromatase inhibitor that's supposed to enhance it. It's this new drug that came out. It's really crazy, but. So letrozole was found in her, which is an anti-estrogen, and then they found GW 1516, I believe it was, or 1615. Yeah, so this is illegal to be in any supplements and anything else. So this had to be a research chemical, okay? And they said that basically, and some of this came from food and sexual transmission, food and a prescription drug. So the prescription drug had to be letrozole, and the other one was supposedly in a food. And then at this point, she caught it, or she had this in her system from sex. Like I said.
Was it an oral SARM or oral peptide? That's why they're saying it's food, because it went past.
I don't know. They didn't release that information. But, it had to be either in a food, or they had to take it, or he had to take it. Supposedly, he had to take it. That's what they said. They said from a food source and a prescription drug. It definitely raises eyebrows. Like,
Dr. Drew's going to get on that tonight.
Listen, guys.
Figure out
I'm telling you. Listen, we've run the Pepsi challenge on that because it's kind of crazy. Like, does semen transportate testosterone like that? Or drugs possibly? And no, that would be like this. That would be like somebody on a whole bunch of opiates, let's say it's Vicodin, oxycodone, whatever it is, has sex with a female, unprotected, and now she's high because of drugs that he took in.
Yeah.
There's definitely some questions to be raised about this and what the hell is going on. But obviously it cleared her, so they must have had some sort of science to back this on because this is really public.
But what if it was oral?
It doesn't matter. You're still intaking it.
Yeah, no, but I mean, what if it was oral sex, how she got it?
So we ran the Pepsi challenge on that too.
Yeah.
I ran the Pepsi challenge on it with Charisse, and I know a couple other girls that Charisse has ran the Pepsi challenge on them with this. because they did bring this up. There's this one patient that came back, and it was like 2.5 years ago. Her testosterone came back at a 500. Now, she was on pellets, so we told her, hey, listen, this is probably the pellets. She said, no, I'm ready to get these new pellets put back in, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, she's like, well, do you think I could get it from sex? And she's like, no. And then she's like, well, I do a lot of oral sex. And at that point, she was like, well, I'll tell you what. Do the oral sex for like 5 days straight to completion. And at that point, we'll send you back in for a blood test and see where the levels are coming back as. And stop doing it. So we did it both ways. We wanted to do it on, and they all came back the same. So there was no difference. And testosterone's going to get out of your body, even if you inject it 5 to 7 days.
The only thing with this is I see a lot of people using that now. A lot of athletes using that.
I know.
If it worked for this time, they got a lot of people.
This has opened up the floodgates.
People will start dating specifically just in case something like this happens. They could say, "Oh, well, it was my."
Could you
partner.
imagine that? Listen, I would if it were. I mean, you could go date somebody that has a lot of issues and getting some of these drugs prescribed to them, like growth hormone and all these legally.
Yeah.
And at that point, you can start using their stuff. I know athletes that used to go and go after HIV patients because of HIV wasting, they could get oxandrolone, which is Anavar, real from the pharmacy, and they could get growth hormone real from the pharmacy, and they'd pay them a couple $100 and then we get the stuff. It was just crazy, you know. So this definitely opens up the floodgates, and it's definitely going to be a problem I can see coming up very, very shortly. So next one, J.C. Penney is closing 152 stores.
Yeah.
Cutting 1,000 jobs.
They already closed 150, I think, and they closed another. I think they said by the end in 2 years they're going to close another 250 locations.
It's a damn
so
shame.
A third of the existing stores are going to be gone in 2 years. There's like 840, I believe.
Do you know how long J.C. Penney's been around?
840 stores right now, and in 2 months there's going to be like 200. There's going to be like maybe 600.
It's ridiculous, man. I mean, businesses are falling, and it's not just small businesses. Small businesses are definitely getting affected big time.
Yeah.
Big time. But big businesses are getting affected. And you start seeing that, you start shaking a little bit. Like Bed Bath & Beyond, like they were down 50% in profits and stuff like that. We know because people couldn't go in the stores and stuff. I mean, but it's caused a serious...
Can't test out the bed.
Yeah, I mean, this shutdown caused a big economic eruption. It's gonna, hopefully we're coming back from this thing. But different states are going to screw us up in this to a certain extent, and it's all on those state governments to really govern how they want to and do what they want to. But let's bring up California, dude. California just rolled back. No more gyms now. No more restaurants. I mean, no more theaters. No more card places.
So they opened and they shut it back down.
They shut them back down. And some of those gym owners like, man, we were barely making it as is, and then we opened back up, and we're just starting to try to get there, and now this is going to kill us because they're not giving you a date. They're not going to say, listen, we're going to open up in a week.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with me. I would rather know bad news and not know it.
Right.
Every day I'd just be like, win.
Yeah.
And then I'd be trying to figure it out and doing research and driving me crazy. I just had to buy some stuff for the house.
Absolutely. I think, every place should be a by place situation. So every business should be situated. So somebody should be able to go around to those places, and if they have it set up correctly, CDC guidelines are doing what they're supposed to do, at that point they should be able to be open. If they're not, like I see this church and basically what they did, because churches got rolled back. Dude, you're talking about, this is a constitutional right for church, right? And at that point, like, that's something that they cannot take away from you, that you're born with those rights. Yeah. And there's some churches that are suing the governor and the state from this. So there's a lot of issues going on that in these different states, if they roll them back, man, and they shut them down, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't think we're going to shut down here in Florida, and we're supposed to be the epicenter here. So at that point...
but the test numbers are up, they're down, they're real,
we don't know.
They're not real.
We don't know. We don't know. The reason is because this.
They're not reporting positives.
They're not reporting negatives.
Negatives.
So that's doing the ratio of positive to negative.
Yeah, it's the percentages. What's going on?
The percentages are crazy. Some of these people have been tested twice, 3 times, and if they're tested in the state of Florida like that, they go towards the count. Antibody tests, they said, were mixed in with there's just so much misinformation and so much out there that really don't know what's going on, man. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not really scared of that now, but at that point, like, this could happen again with some other different, like the bubonic plague. They found that in a squirrel here in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you know to check that squirrel?
Yeah, like what was it
blood
about?
testing squirrels or what?
Crazy.
And why'd they get that squirrel?
That's what I'm
about
saying.
that one squirrel?
How do they pick that out? They have like cages of squirrels. And they have one got bubonic plague. Like, where do we come up with this?
Teddy bear test positive for COVID-19.
It's funny, man. It's definitely funny, but hopefully, I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully, we get through this thing again.
I mean, we laugh and joke about it, but the people that have caught it, the people that have had bad symptoms, the people that actually lost people because of it, it's a shame. So I mean, you guys hear us joking here and there, but it is serious. No. COVID is real.
Oh, yeah.
I have, with my own eyes, seen people affected by it. So
I've been affected by it personally.
You got to be careful too. You never know if you're joking around saying something about COVID.
Yeah.
Out in public, you don't know. The lady right next to you could have lost her husband to it, or vice
Or
versa.
family
You never
members.
know. So it's kind of a situation where you don't joke about race, you don't joke about religion, stuff like that when you're in public because you don't know how people are going to take it.
Right.
Same thing with the COVID. Don't joke around unless you know how people are going to take it.
Yeah.
If you're at the privacy of your own home, when you with your friend, and he's telling you that his sister has it in L.A. and it's whatever, a joke, whatever, that's fine. But don't be out in public joking because next thing you know, you're going to have a gun pulled on you. You're going to get into a fight or something crazy happens because you have to be sensitive. You don't know how people are being affected.
People have been shot over masks. Like security guard, like employees of Dollar Generals and stuff like that, going up and asking somebody to put on a mask, and people coming back and shooting them.
Yeah, I had a guy raise his hands up at me the other day because I didn't have a mask on.
Shut up!
No, I walked in the store. He's like, "You got to have a mask." I was like, "I do," and he was like this. He was nervous because he thought I was mad.
Oh my god!
Because it was like rain. I stepped in real quick. He's like, "Yeah, I have a mask on." I was like, "I do," and he was like, "Yeah." He had his hands like this. I'm like, "All right, I'll go to the car and get it." It's not a problem. It's just the way he acted. I don't know if it's because I came in all fast out of the rain.
I'd be scared of you coming up like that.
I was like, "I do." I was like, "I'm already in here right now. I'm just grabbing something to drink." But it was,
It's crazy. But it is what it is. We're just trying to help other people not get it, and stuff like that. Like, it is what it is. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it goes a lot better than the first time. We actually know a lot more, hopefully, I guess. We're going to get some drugs at work, hopefully, I guess. Yep. It is what it is. But I've been personally affected by it with Charisse. I mean, totally, still going through this. So it's definitely not a joke. The people I see on Facebook and she does now see joking about it or saying this is fake or whatever it is. It's not fake. It's not fake. And it might affect you like it affected me, asymptomatic. You're not a problem. You walk around, you're good. Like, man, this was nothing.
I mean, the numbers and all that, if you guys want to say it's fake, the numbers, we could maybe argue that's fake. But COVID's real.
COVID's real. COVID's real, and it's affecting everybody.
Doesn't matter. I mean, depending on how serious you think it is or not, I mean, it's real.
It's real. It's real. It's definitely real. And you will have somebody affected that you know personally or in your family. I guarantee it. Yeah. So it's not over. It's not over by a long shot. So, hopefully they have something for you guys. Like I said, I already got the antibodies. I'm going to see how long they last, and I'm going to let you guys know. I think that's it, man, right?
That's pretty much it for this week. Yeah. One thing I want to do, though, is because back to school is coming up. Yeah. We should do a back to school kids mask contest.
Oh, yeah.
Like the kids make a mask. Yeah. And the best mask gets something.
Or patients. I'll let you guys do it, too.
Patients or parents or whoever who can make the best mask. Like original mask, something different. Might as well have fun with this thing. We're going to have to be wearing these masks all the time anyways. So if you guys just do something fun, send pictures into me or John or Titan or whatever. We'll just start getting a whole bunch of good masks going. Maybe put them on our story on Facebook, give you guys a shout out. You see a whole bunch of little masks.
I'll tell you what, whoever does the best mask as a patient will get $200 credit towards Titan Medical Center.
That's huge.
So that could be a free visit.
That's
that could be blood work.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get Titan gear if you want, whatever you want. I'll do $200. It will do the mask contest. We'll do it. We'll put it like 3 weeks. What do you think, Drew? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
It's up to you. We could go 2 or 3. And when does school start? School starts the 10th.
Yeah. And you can do it for yourself, too, as a patient. So if you're going to work, because you have to use it when you're doing work and stuff like that. So it could be your kid or it could be your mask, whatever it is. At that point, let's make it 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we'll go 2 weeks. Okay?
Yeah. 2 weeks. So make the best mask or get the best mask, bling it out, whatever you guys want to do. Whatever you guys can send the pictures to us. Me and Drew will pick, and we'll let you guys know who the winner is.
And also, too, with the masks, make sure the masks are appropriate.
Right.
No, none. You guys know everything that's been going on with the news, with the whole everything, with the whole COVID, with the whole, with the racism stuff going, with everything. Make sure the masks are appropriate. make sure the masks are appropriate.
Please.
Just make sure they're appropriate.
Please. We're going for
a good, fun mask.
Yeah,
you know?
for fun. No political stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care what side you're on. Or
Yeah.
nothing like that.
Yeah.
So let's just make something nice and positive, right? Like a Titan mask.
Yeah.
Something like that. You bling it out, make it a Titan mask.
Yeah, I want to see if someone can make a Big Drew beard mask.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Put the beard and we put it on. It looks like you have a beard, but it's really a mask.
That'd be cool, right? There you go.
What was the reward? $200?
$200.
Honey.
Titan therapy credit?
Titan.
Yeah.
You can use it for anything in Titan.
Yeah.
Blood work, credit towards your therapies, clothing, whatever you guys want.
Ladies,
we'll
that's
put it
a
towards
full.
it.
That's a full panel for
That's a
ladies.
full
Super
panel
for
for-
200 right now with the special going
that's
on.
right.
So
That's another
it's a
thing. The
full
special.
panel. Yeah.
So Sharice's birthday is Monday. So what we decided to do was do a blood work special for males and females, whoever you are, whether you're a new patient, old patient, you want to become a patient where you want to get blood work done, you guys can take advantage of the special.
Yeah.
For the males, it's $130 and it's usually $200. For the females, it's $200 and it's usually $300. I always get this question: why is the female panel more than the male panel? And the reason is this: because there's more tests on a female panel than the male panel. There's more hormones on there.
Because a female is not a man. I mean, it's simple.
Yeah,
Like,
you got
I'm
some
not
different
gonna,
things that
my
we got to
car
dial
isn't
it
the
in.
same price to fix as John's car.
That's
It's
right.
a different thing.
That's right.
It's a different
That's
person.
right. So,
Yeah.
so you guys know that's what the answer is, and that's what the reason is. So, take advantage of it. We're running that special all the way to Tuesday. If you see this and it's on the weekend, you guys can text into the number I want blood work 727-389-3220. We'll get to you Monday because we're not here on the weekends, and we'll take care of you guys and make sure you guys take advantage of that all the way to Tuesday. So I put it one more day after hers. So when we come in Monday, when we do happy birthday for her here, you guys can be involved with that. And at that point, you guys will have one more day. If you see it and you're like, all right, I want to do it tomorrow. Well, that's your chance. Okay? So please keep it locked. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Thank you guys very much. Make sure you guys are checking out Twitter and our YouTube page. Go there, subscribe, hit the bell, all notifications. We got so much exclusive content on there. All the shows that we're doing here, me and Big Drew, plus a lot more. Okay? You guys want to talk about the last thing?
That's pretty much it. Also, the podcast. Make sure you guys check out the
let's do that for
podcast.
here.
When you're on YouTube, don't just watch it. Subscribe and also hit the bell. Get notified. You can check out everything we got. You'll be notified. So if you're at home, you can figure
That's
it out.
right.
If you can't watch us because you're at work right now, because I got so many people saying I can't watch you. I'm
Yep.
at work. I'm like, yeah, you can. Just click back, watch it later.
Yep.
No one watches. I mean, I'm not gonna say no one. You guys are watching us live right
Yep.
now. We appreciate it. But live is not as big as it used to be.
Yep.
If you don't catch us live, check us out in the podcast. Titan Talk Tuesday, ABC on Sunday, and right back here on Friday for
That's
Titan
right.
Lifestyle.
That's right. So that podcast, you don't even have to. You could be driving, put your earbud in, or whatever you're using is Bluetooth, or in your car Bluetooth, and you can listen to our podcast. You don't even have to watch us.
It's great for cardio at the gym, doing
Yeah,
cardio.
man.
Put it in, just
Absolutely.
Link is up.
So much information for you guys. The link's up. Please go there. You guys can add that to their subscribe list too as well. If you guys want to hear a podcast, anywhere where podcasts are at, you guys can find us there.
you guys can long press on the link right now. Long press, copy the link, put it in your notes, save it for later. That we can go back. And you'll always have it back in there if you don't know how to figure out the way to do the podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a great Friday. We hope you guys all have a great weekend. Be fun, be safe, and be healthy.
That's it. Sign off. See you next week. Be safe. Have a great weekend.
Later, guys.